thank you all very much. I appreciate you being here. We have a number of bills that we're signing and things that we're doing today. It's a busy day, and then I guess tonight will be a rather busy night. We look forward to it. I want to thank Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy, who's been a tremendous friend to a lot of people. He's done an amazing job. And Kevin, I want to thank you for being here. Very much appreciate it. It had so much to do with it. I also want to thank everyone else who's with us today. In fact, I have some names, and I'll read some of them off because not everybody knows everybody, but you have Leader McCarthy, Representative Barbara Comstock, Lamar Smith. Thank you, Lamar, very much. I appreciate it. Joni Ernst, who's been a terrific senator, very talented woman, and a very good military person. Very good military person. And Deb Fisher, thank you very much. Thanks. Thank you. We also have Senator Barrasso and Senator Bozeman, Joni, we said hello. Deb, we said hello. Heidi Heitkamp, thank you, Heidi. Senator Jim Inhofe, Senator Pat Roberts, Senator Dan Sullivan, Representative Bob Gibbs, Bill Schuster, and Representative Lamar Smith. We really appreciate you being here. And of course, we have our new SBA Director, Linda McMahon, and Secretary DeVos. So we have a lot of talent. Today I'm signing two bills that promote women entering and leading the STEM field: science, technology, engineering, and math. Currently, only 1 in 4 women who gets a STEM degree is working in a STEM job, which is not fair, and it's not even smart for the people that aren't taking advantage of it. It's unacceptable that we have so many American women who have these degrees, but yet are not being employed in these fields. So I think that's going to change. It's going to change very rapidly. Protecting women with STEM degrees and all Americans with STEM degrees, very important. But it also means you have to crack down on offshoring, because the offshoring is a tremendous problem that displaces many of our best American workers. And brains, the brain power. So I just want to thank you all for being here. Vice President Pence always felt very strongly about this issue and many others, and I appreciate, Mike, I appreciate that very much. And I'm going to sign this right now, and I want to congratulate everybody in the room. And we have to sign it today. I know we have a lot of things coming on later on, but if we don't sign this one and the next one today, we have to start the process all over again, Joni, right?
Yes.
I think that's not good. So that's why we're here. Okay, well, thank you very much. And you can... Thank you. Yeah, we look forward to it. We look forward to it. Okay. Yeah, I have it in here. Okay, I think we all know what this is. Even though somebody took my notes, it makes no difference.
The second bill you just read, we're going to
It
do it.
really makes no difference. But this is the second bill that we're signing, and that's the H.R. 321, the Inspire Women Act. Ensures that the existing NASA programs recruit women to STEM-related jobs and aerospace careers. Great. It's really, we're going to go very heavy into the whole NASA situation, so women will be a big part of it. H.R. 255, the Promoting Women in Entrepreneurship Act, enables the National Science Foundation to support women inventors, of which there are many, researchers and scientists, in bringing their discoveries to the business world, championing science and entrepreneurship, and creating new ways to improve people's lives. So important. We need policies that help support women in the workforce, and that's really very much going to be addressed by my administration over the years. We're going to get more and more of these bills coming out, and address the barriers faced by female entrepreneurs and those in STEM fields. We want American women who graduate from college with STEM degrees to be able to get STEM jobs that can support their families and help these American women to live out the American dream, which they are so qualified to to live out. So again, I want to thank you all for being here. Fantastic. This is so important. Thank you all for being here very much.
Manufacturing, you have first-hand experience with the building blocks of the American economy. You've also seen for yourself the struggles that American workers can face in difficult times. And your stewardship of companies, one after another, have time and again saved thousands of jobs and put those companies and firms in a position to survive and thrive in the years ahead. It is a credit to your ability and to your dedication to the American worker. Now President Trump has called on you to serve your country as Secretary of Commerce, and given your decades of experience, your record of leadership, your integrity, and your commitment to protecting America's economic future, President Trump and I have full confidence that you will succeed. And when you succeed as Secretary of Commerce, you will help America succeed to a more prosperous future. Now, on behalf of President Trump, it's my great privilege to administer to you the oath of office. Please place your left hand on the Bible. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Wilbert Lewis Ross Jr., do solemnly swear
I, Wilbur Lewis Ross, Jr., do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
of the office upon which I am about to enter.
of the office on which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, the Secretary of Commerce, Wilbur Ross.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President, and thanks to all of you, friends and supporters and people from the department for coming here today. I'm very gratified at the confidence that the President and the Vice President have shown in me and in the department, and I promise I'll live up to every word that I just said. I was also very gratified last night with the vote being 72 to 29, because that suggests that perhaps finally building America up again may become a backbone.
And boats and ships and everything that we are spending too much money individually on. We're going to get involved in negotiating. We're going to be able to get, I think, a lot more product for our buck. And I'm going to be very, very serious about it. We saved $700 million plus on a F-35 after I got involved. And I have to tell you, Lockheed was terrific. But we saved a lot of money on airplanes, and that number is going to increase very substantially as we keep going. We will be having the greatest military that we ever had by the time I finish.
Mr. President, you'll have the biggest, if tradition means anything, and I know everything's a little bit different these days,
Right.
You'll have the biggest audience for a State of the Union-like address this year, bigger than any other year. Having said that, how do you plan on capturing that opportunity for yourself and for your administration?
You know, Brian, all I can do is speak from the heart and say what I want to do. We have a really terrific, I believe, healthcare plan coming out. We have to understand Obamacare has been a disaster. It's way out of control. It doesn't work. We're coming out with a healthcare plan that I think will be terrific. It'll be very inclusive, and I think it's going to do really what people are wanting it to do. But I'll be talking about that. I'll be talking about the military. I'll be talking about the border. And remember this, on the border and throughout our country, we're getting the bad ones out, the bad people, gang members, drug lords, in some cases murderers.
Has that not been communicated? Do you think that that's not been communicated effectively?
I don't think so. No, I don't think it's been. Maybe it's my fault. But, you know, when they show people being taken out, these are people that are, we're looking at the bad ones. And I said that from day one. I said from the day I'm president, we're getting rid of the bad ones. And a lot of people understand it. I can tell you the communities where we're removing people that are really trouble and really frightening to a lot of the people that live there, those communities are very, very happy.
Sure. Mr. President, you're going to spend $54 billion at least more on the military, and the people who in our audience like that, love this, and you've said you're going to do that all along. You're going to make big spending cuts at the EPA
Right.
and State Department. Where's the money come from?
Well,
Because it doesn't seem, if you cut all the money from EPA and all the money from state, that's about $50 billion.
Well, I think the money's going to come from a revved up economy. I mean, you look at the kind of numbers we're doing, we were probably GDP of a little more than 1%. And if I can get that up to 3 or maybe more, we have a whole different ballgame. It's a whole different ballgame. And that's what we're looking to do.
But to get the economy going, you got to get the Affordable Care Act
Right.
replaced and repealed, and you
Right.
got to do something about taxes. And how close are we to either of those?
Right, we're going to be doing things having to do with other countries because we're treated very, very unfairly. When we help them, even militarily, we're going to ask for a form of reimbursement, which right now, I mean, we have countries where we're taking care of their military, we're not being reimbursed, and they're wealthy countries. We have a lot of things happening, but we're going to get the numbers way up, and we're going to get jobs back in our country. You see what I've done. Ford has announced, General Motors, Fiat has announced. They're all building big plants. They're all coming back into the United States. They were fleeing. They were fleeing our country. And you mentioned EPA. We have right now, I call it the veins of the country. We have right now hundreds and hundreds of massive deals that are tied up with environmental protection. When they are, Scott Pruitt, who's terrific, just got approved, but when he gets going, those projects are going to be freed up and they're going to be sailing. And you're talking about thousands and millions, actually, of jobs.
You ran on jobs, you ran on draining the swamp, you ran on repealing and replacing Obamacare. When do you start to put pressure on Congress, the swamp, to get something done to repeal and to replace?
Well, I think that Paul Ryan and his whole group have been terrific. I just left Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell. And, you know, Paul's working very hard. You know, healthcare is a very complex subject. If you do this, it affects 9 different things. If you do that, it affects 15 different things. I think we have a great plan, and I think Congress is absolutely taking a lot of blame, but it's not their fault. Don't forget, I've only been here for like 4 weeks. Somebody said, he hasn't done healthcare. They've been working on healthcare for 30 years. I've only been here for, what is this, my 5th week? And we're set to propose a plan, and I'll be talking about it, as you know, tonight. But we're all set to do a plan, and I think it's going to be something that's going to be really respected. And you take a look at what's going on with the stock market. Trillions of dollars of value have been created since I won the election. I mean, trillions. No, I mean, the stock market's very enthused, and that's jobs.
But I just have to bring back 2 things in your cabinet. You have an OMB director finally. He said you have to take an axe to entitlements. Your Treasury Secretary says we're not touching it. Who's right?
Well, I'll tell you what, who's right. If the economy sails, then I'm right, because I said I'm not touching Social Security.
So the OMB is wrong.
I'm not saying anybody's wrong. I'm just saying this. If we, and I think this is what's going to happen, Brian, I think our country's going to sail.
Mr. President, you announced via Twitter the other day you're not going to go to the White House Correspondents' Dinner. How come?
Well, I am not a hypocrite, and I haven't been treated properly, and that's okay, which is fine. You know, let everybody treat
Some of the
me.
left say you just can't take it.
Maybe we'll have a small, oh no, do they say that? No. Well, I've taken it. You know, one of the great misconceptions, when President Obama was up, was it now, a long time ago, 5 years ago or whatever, I loved that evening. I had the
You were there.
greatest time. I was there.
You were the target.
I was the target.
You were the piñata.
And can I be honest? I had the greatest time. Now, I can't act like I'm thrilled because they're telling jokes. I mean, he was telling jokes, I'm going to change the name of the White House to Trump House and other things. And he was very I thought he did a good job, and he was very respectful. It was fun, and I enjoyed it. And I left, and I told the press, they were all said, "Did you have a good time?" I said, "It was fantastic." The next day I read Donald Trump felt terrible about the evening. I loved the evening. I had a great time.
You said before, I could take hits when it's justified.
Correct,
Right?
100%.
Can you give me an example of a time when someone was critical of you and you thought to yourself, I deserve that hit, I deserve that column, I deserve that.
Probably I could never do that.
But do you-
I'm not going to give you any ideas.
No, but
I'm not going to give you any ideas.
Do you ever think to yourself, wow, I kind of screwed that up, I kind of deserved that hit?
Yeah, sure. And you know, honestly, if I do that, if that does happen, and if I take a hit, I won't give you any additional ammunition. But over the years, you make a mistake. I fully understand when they hit you. But when they make stories up, when they create sources, because I believe that sometimes they don't have sources. You know, the sources don't exist. And sometimes they do exist. I'm not saying all sources, but I believe that a lot of the sources are made up. A lot of the stories are made up. I believe a lot of the stories are pure fiction. They just pull it out of air. I just thought, in light of the fact of fake news and all of the other things that we're talking about now, I thought it would be inappropriate.
Too cozy?
No, not too cozy. I think that, look, I have great respect for the press. I have great respect for reporters and the whole profession. Now, with all of that being said, I just thought it would be better if I didn't do the dinner. That doesn't mean I'm not going to do it next year, but I just thought it would be better if I didn't do it.
Mr. President, the Oscar Awards, Jimmy Kimmel, he was tweeting, he was saying some crude comments. He insinuated at least that you were racist. What's your response?
Well, look, you know, it just seems the other side, whenever they are losing badly, they always pull out the race card. And I've watched it for years. I've watched it against Ronald Reagan. I've watched it against so many other people. And they always like pulling out the race card. The fact is, I did pretty well, much better than past